How's it going? This is Mitch Wilderness Games, and today we're going to work on the DK cabin yet again. This time we're going to work on the instruction card that goes in the control panel. Stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to pull this out. Okay, so what I want to do is, rather than take off the overlay, the whole overlay, I'm going to try to just take off these 4 bolts, carriage bolts, because the card just slides underneath here. And there's 2 options. You just slide it in, crimp this down, good to go. The other option is to take this whole thing off, put the card on there, and put tape, very small pieces of tape on each side to hold it in place, and then you build the whole thing back together, and you're good to go. To do that, I'd have to take the buttons and the joystick apart. I mean, not a big deal, but it does take time. So I popped right off. There's 2 parts to this in the Donkey Kong world, you know, like in the community. There's one that's like more pink, then there's one that's more brown. So like the hammer is brown in this instead of pink. Like it's all like pink and purple, it's just different, and I prefer the brown. I've seen a lot of DKs that have the girder screen is like purple. Like Fun Spots Donkey Kong has purple girders on the barrel screens. A lot of people have that, and Donkey Kong himself is more like dark brown. Now, I didn't color my monitor that way. My girders are like red, dude, like legit red. And Donkey Kong is a nice like nut brown, like acorn brown. And yeah, so on the in-between screen too, like, yeah, I mean, he's like a nut brown instead of like a dark brown. And the interesting thing is that, you know, these monitors and their tints are completely different from each one, you know. It's just how you have it set up, and anybody can make their DK look like anything, basically. And when the Switch version of Donkey Kong came out, it was the first time they released the arcade ROM, like legit just released the ROM in a game. They released Donkey Kong for Switch, and Donkey Kong Jr. and Donkey Kong 3, the arcade ROMs. I mean, epic. Epic, dude. Amazing. I bought it. I bought DK. So I could practice like on vacation and stuff at night, like when I went skiing. Excuse me, when I went skiing with my family, I was practicing every night and I didn't want to stop. But yeah, before I do this, it's gonna sit right in there like that. But yeah, anyway, so I was very intrigued to look at Nintendo's color palette when they released the Switch Donkey Kong, because it's like you can't change the tint. You know, on your TV it can be changed, but when I played it in handheld mode on the Switch, it's an LCD screen, a 720p screen, and exactly 720 pixels. And like, they set that tint to a default. Then they make everything look how it's supposed to look. And all the, you know, developers make sure their code on their graphics, their color palette, matches what they want it to look like based on the Switch's graphics engine, on the tints it can produce, and all that kind of stuff, right? And so, you know, that's the first time that I know that we can see Donkey Kong how Nintendo wants us to. It's very interesting to see direct feed setups on Donkey Kong arcade cabinets, because when you see the direct feed, it looks vastly different from the monitor feed of the same game being played simultaneously. So it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal because the game looks different. So I made mine very natural looking. It's not purple, not pink. I have like Ferrari red basically for my girders. My fire is very orange. My barrels are very yellowy, kind of khaki orange. My blue is very like Superman blue. You know, red, white, and blue, like America. That kind of look. That's not an accident. I spent 40 hours probably working on that. A couple days. Not 40 hours. Probably 6 hours though. Because when I first got it, there was like, it was so bad there was like no picture. It was just all, it was brutal. So anyways, I just wanted to mention that. I think it's interesting because this card, I know it was kind of a long chat there, but this card you can get in two different versions, you know. I got the version that matches like my cabinet in a way. So this isn't very clean. So there might be little specks and stuff and all of that, and whatever, it is what it is. I'm gonna just slide it underneath and hope for the best so I don't have to take everything apart. Maybe I'll go over here. And then I'll slide it to the left once I get the height right. Okay, this might be very hard to do like this, but we'll see. Okay, so that's what it looks like right now. I'm going to get my ruler out so I can really get it how I think it should look, you know. Hope you guys and girls like this kind of stuff. Tinkering. I'm not, you know, this is just kind of turn the camera on and hang out with me while I work on stuff. I'm not like heavily editing this to be like some sort of cool video, you know. It's like, whatever, dude. Come hang out, have fun, work on games. I think I might change my ruler. I don't know if this is gonna be what I want. Okay. 5/8 right there. I don't know if I want this, if I want the word centered. I don't think so. I don't think I want the same gap on the top as I do the bottom. I think I like the way that is set up, where there's a bit of a taller gap on the top than there is on the bottom. The bottom's about 3/8. That's 5/8. I just eyeballed it. It looks pretty good. 4, 5, 6.5/8. So I'm what, a 16th off? Or a 32nd, because I have to split the 16th. Let's look at it again. I might have the ruler. I've got a ruler that's far more accurate. Now we're talking. This thing's nasty. And 32nd is the largest increment. And the 64ths are split into 128ths. Wow. And those are even split. My goodness. Yeah, this thing isn't overkill at all, huh? Yeah, I love this stuff though. I bought this when I needed a really good ruler one time. A long time ago. Like another life ago. Okay, let's see what we got. 13 16ths. Or 13 32nds rather. I lost you guys, didn't I? You're like, this dude's out of his mind. Yeah, well, precision's fun. Oh, dude, 13 right on the knob. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Let's check the bottom. 13. Not 13. Like 15. So it's a little skew. The bottom needs to be moved over. I need to move just the bottom. Okay. I think the top will have to move as well. Maybe nobody cares as much as I do, I don't know. I sure as heck do. Maybe I'm being a little too extreme, huh? Extreme's my middle name, man. I live for extreme. That's what we got. It's down to like 64th anyways. Or like a 32nd. It's off a little bit. It's like a 64th, 32nd. But, I mean, it's pretty centered. Oh, dude, you know what I noticed? The paper reaches the hole on right here at the bottom. Not the top, but at the bottom. Okay. It worked. Hopefully. I put a slit on the paper, right? So it's a flat piece of paper, and if I try to put something through it, it's going to want to like curl and buckle. So I put a slit through it, so it should move out of the way of the screw. That's my hypothesis. I'm sticking with it. Hope it works. Yep. Nice. Done deal. Very nice. Okay, so thanks a lot. It's been Mitchell Wilderness Games. The CPO instruction card is in, and we had to put a little slit in the card with an X-Acto knife to allow the carriage bolt to go through without buckling it, moving around, anything like that. We did not have to disassemble the CPO, thankfully. I didn't tape it, so it's still, you know, able to be played around with if I want, or salvageable if for whatever reason I need to work on the CPO and whatever, replace it or something, you know? If I want to turn this into something else, whatever it is. Anyways, this is my Donkey Kong. It's getting there. Still has a lot to go. I still have to put the instruction card here, stick it on there. I'm going to wait till I find some painter's tape. Speaking of painting, I also need to paint the cabinet and put on the T-molding. And that will basically be it. And I'll just have to do a few odds and ends like coin door, coin mechs, and locks. And I'm pretty much there. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out while we tinker with our Donkey Kong, work on some things. I'm sure everybody has their own method on doing this. Maybe they just rip everything apart, put it on there, tape it, flip it around, see if they like it, untape it, move it around. I mean, I don't know. But this is how I did it. I didn't really want to mess with anything. You know, I've taken this apart, I've rebuilt this completely. I just don't want to. I didn't think I had to, and I didn't. And I did it pretty precise with my really tight ruler. So that's it. I'm gonna play a game. See you guys in the next one. Take care.